Do you know about your health? Do you know about your body? Do you know what to do and how to do it health-wise? Can you live a healthy life? Can we have healthy children? This is not a luxury, you've got to know health-wise. This is health-wise. This is health-wise. This is health-wise.
Genetic inheritance is one of the factors that affects overweight or obesity.
Okay.
So in some cases, though very rare cases, it is inherited, it is in the family, the gene is already established.
Okay.
However, the hereditary aspect is the fact that that child will grow up in a family that has a particular lifestyle, eating lifestyle. So what will be given to that child is those meals that makes the parents to increase in weight.
Okay.
And this brings us to the fact that every parent should try as much as possible, like I said earlier on, to use the food guide pyramid. Especially for the growing ones, they need more carbohydrate, energy because they're growing, and as well as ensure keeping away from fast foods, foods that contains unsaturated fats, because it makes the children.
We're now seeing children, juvenile type 2 diabetes, and all of that, practically all of it, is due to perhaps eating the wrong things, like eating high fat content food, high energy content food, and the increasing sedentary lifestyle. The fact that, you know, children now are playing indoors, sitting with their games, computer games, as opposed to football outside and activities. So I think it's the combination really of the sedentary lifestyle for children and adults, and also the fact that we are now eating more and higher, richer food, things that are higher in fat, that are contributing to diseases like diabetes. Even we're seeing younger people falling down dead with heart disease.
Weight management is a long-term approach to a healthy lifestyle. It includes a balance of healthy eating and physical exercise to equate energy. Regular exercise and a healthy diet are crucial to when it comes to controlling your weight. A weight management plan depends on whether you are overweight or underweight. A registered dietitian or exercise physiologist can help you calculate your body fat. The recommended amount of body fat differs for men and women. For women, the recommended amount of body fat is 20 to 21%. A woman with more than 30% body fat is considered obese. For men, the recommended amount of body fat is 13 to 17%. A man with 25% body fat or higher is considered obese. Body mass index, or BMI, is an indirect measurement of your body composition. It takes into consideration both your weight and height. BMI helps determine your risk for certain diseases, including diabetes and hypertension. Weight management for people who have been overweight involves continued physical activity and monitoring the amount of food eaten. To successfully manage your weight, follow these basic guidelines. Eat a healthy, well-balanced diet. Balance physical activity with diet to maintain your desired weight. Aerobic exercise will help increase muscle tissue and burn calories. Gradually adjust your eating habits to encourage a permanent lifestyle change. You may need counseling and behavior modification to change your diet.
Welcome back. So now let's talk about balanced diets.
For an adequate diet, as mentioned earlier on, for the, let's start from cradle.
Okay.
For an infant, 0 to 6 months, you should be looking at exclusive breastfeeding because it contains all the required nutrients for growth and development and also brain development. And it prevents diseases. And if a child is exclusively breastfed, later in life, it protects it from some certain forms of cancers, like breast cancers, ovarian cancers. When you come to the children, when they graduate from 6 months to complementary feeds, a lot of mothers miss it from there. Because they give foods that are very rich in carbohydrates but lacking in protein. So they should look at a way of fortifying the food to contain all the food nutrients for adequate growth and development. And that brings us to the teenagers. We should ensure that our teenagers have breakfast, they don't skip their meals. When you don't have your breakfast, it predisposes you to eating in between meals, eating junks, and most of the fast foods, pastries, they contain unsaturated fats, which increases your weight and predisposes them to these nutritional diseases that we're talking about. They should eat 3 times a day. They should have more activity. They should look into getting involved in certain clubs where they will be having exercises for the teenagers. That's very important. Less video games, less time in front of televisions. So these are things that will give them a healthy lifestyle. And for adults, you should be looking at having more fruits and vegetables, live foods. Because for us, it's like our body is like an engine, wear and tear. As we grow older, we need these protective foods. So our foods should contain about 50% of fruits and vegetables, about 40% of to 60% of carbohydrates, 20 to 35% of protein, and 20 to 25% of fats. And if possible, if you see that you are having excess weight, because overweight has to do with the energy inputs lower than the energy output. So you should have a balance of energy inputs and energy outputs. So when within this adult age, we should try to be as active as possible. That's one of the factors of this overweight is urban sprawling. We do less walking. The work environments, we sit in front of the computer, we don't move around, we're seated. Then also the social lifestyle affluence will affect your eating habits and will further contribute to your overweight. Then for the elderly, they should be thinking of fiber-rich foods because they don't need much energy. They don't need much calories. And also osteoporosis and arthritis are setting. So they don't need a weight that will affect their bones. So they should be thinking of adjusting to daily kilocalorie of 1,500, having more fiber-rich foods, more vegetables, a lot of water, at least 6 to 8 glasses of water per day, and exercise.
No, thank you very much. That takes me to Dr. Abiodun. Medically speaking, what's the role of exercise in weight management?
I think exercise is absolutely vital for weight management. The first thing is moving on from what Mrs. Adams said. There's this equation about energy in and energy out. So really, exercise is the energy out. It is what you burn. Energy in is what you eat. So the equation is to lose weight and to maintain your weight, energy in must always be less than energy out. So what exercise does, number one, is to burn the calories. A calorie is a unit of energy. So what happens is that as you burn those calories, as you exercise and as you move around the place, no matter what exercise it is, you actually burn a lot of calories, a lot of fat and things like that. That's the first thing. Exercise helps to tone our bodies. So for instance, you are really beginning to lose a lot of weight and then you have sags here and there. Exercise just helps for the whole body to be toned. The great thing also about exercise is that there's this endorphins that are released. There are chemicals that make you feel good. And it's probably better than any other high, really, an endorphin high. And once you exercise, this are released, and it makes you feel so good that you want to lose more weight. You know, you feel good about yourself, you have good self-image, you know, your self-esteem is boosted, and you really want to exercise. Now, the other thing about exercise is that if you are going to maintain your weight, I think this is what we're talking about. We're not talking about losing weight for 2 weeks or 2 months because you want to go to a party or anything like that. But if you really want to exercise, you want to maintain your weight forever, exercise is possibly going to be the only thing that would help to maintain weight. Now, I need to put in a little word here about exercise. Exercise, you cannot rely only on exercise to lose weight or to maintain it. It has to be what we have heard, a balanced diet, just following the advice that Mrs. Adams gave. It has to be 80% of weight loss and also weight maintenance has to do with
the diet.
The diet. 20% is exercise. And exercise has other advantages I'm not going to talk about here, which it is actually vital to exercise on the regularly. And so
Thank you very much. Welcome back. That would take me to my question and answer segment. Anybody with any question, please signify. Okay, I have to. Let me have a question, please.
My name is Abigail. I'm from Ayolution. When teenagers skip meals, what does it cause?
Nutritionist, back to you.
When a teenager skips his meals, the first thing that will be affected is that you won't have adequate energy for your daily activity.
Sure.
And also, it will affect your learning. Your cognitive sense will be affected. And coupled with that, you will be predisposed to eating in between meals, snacking, and snacks have a lot of unsaturated fats. And the more meals you skip, the more snacks you will take. And when you also skip meal, you will not jumpstart your metabolism. When you don't eat adequately, your metabolism will rest. And when you now return to eat, you will be tempted to eat more because the stomach is empty, and this is leading you to overweight.
The doctor, I'm not sure if you would like to contribute to what...
yes, I do agree with that.
Okay.
But in addition, again, on the medical front, one of the dangerous things about skipping meals is that some children tend to, in a sense, get used to it. Even apart from the energy situation, the fact that they have little energy, it can become a vicious cycle, meaning that their body tends to start to get energy from other sources. And when that happens, they stand the risk of getting anorexic and also going into bulimia and other eating disorders. And that then becomes a self-perpetuating thing, really.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Are you satisfied? Thank you. Next question, please.
While she was demonstrating how to calculate the BMI, she actually said that the formula was the weight over the height. And normally, when we are trying to check our height, we use feet, not meters. So, is there any way we can check our height without using meters? Because the conversion process might be very tricky in some cases.
I think that's an excellent question, really, because BMI, when BMI was formed, it was formed in terms of the metric and not the imperial. So metric really is the standard form of measurement all over the world. Now, if you are going to convert it to inches, you will have more of a headache, really. If you think that equation looks difficult, you will need to divide something or multiply something by 0.721 times, and it gets really messy. So the easiest way is to convert your height in imperial to your height in metric, and also the same thing as the weight, which can easily just be done on the internet. You can just do a search.
So is that satisfactory enough?
I can do that on my own, yes. You said about the calculation. The conversion is not so hard because 6 feet is about 1.8 meters. Yes.
So a round of applause for him. Thank you. Can we have the last question?
My name is Daniel. I'm from Ayolution College. My question was like this: what class of food are we meant to eat for us not to be affected in any way.
Your diet or meal per day should contain all the classes of foods, which are the staples, the protein, fats, and vegetables and fruits. You take fats and sugar sparingly. And you know, for a male child, adolescent male, you are required to have 3,000 kilocalories per day. So your diet should work towards that. A bit of 50% carbohydrates, protein of about 35%, fruits and vegetables 20 to 35%, and sparingly. Also, as an advice, try as much as possible to keep away from glycemic foods. These are sweet drinks because they are simple sugars which easily increases your calorific intake and hence your weight increases.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. A round of applause for my speakers. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my esteemed speakers. Thank you very much. We're still on HealthWise. We'll go on a short break. We'll be right back. So now, talking about sugar intake, what is the recommended dosage of sugar intake to maintain a proper weight?
It is really a very low number of grams of sugar. I don't even think you should really try and take white sugar at all. It's definitely best to take, if you want to take white sugar, it's probably best to take about a teaspoon or half a teaspoon a day. Brown sugar is also very good. But usually the sugars are found even in your starchy foods, your carbohydrates. So most of the sugar that you should be looking at is the sugar that is found in your carbohydrates, yam, rice, and things like that. It's probably best to try and reduce white sugar as much as you can.
I want the nutritionist to contribute to that.
Well, in case of sugar, you have the ones that she called white sugar. We refer to it as refined carbohydrates. It is already in its simplest form, and it is easily converted into calories, and it goes straight into your bloodstream, unlike complex carbohydrates. So, for sugar, you should use sparingly as much as possible. And as you are getting to the adult age, let your sugar be obtained from fruits and vegetables, from fruits. Because like carrots, you have sugar, is tasty, makes your food livelier, it gives you a good satiety. So your sugar as an adult should be tilted to your fruits and not the refined sugar.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Doctor, let's have your final word.
Well, I want to say a couple of things, really. The first thing is that we shouldn't perhaps get too fixated on the BMI, the body mass index, because even if a person has a body mass index of 50, if you make sure that you reduce your weight by 10%, just 10%, and you still have a high body mass index, you have halved your chances of diabetes, you have halved your blood sugar, you have quartered your blood pressure, and you have really reduced a lot of things. So it is really good if you try and just do a 10% weight loss. That's fine. And then I've written a book which is entitled Hooray, I'm Slim Again, and it really highlights my personal journey from massive obesity of over 50 BMI to something that was that is really more acceptable to say. It's first of all my life history, and it also has a lot of technical things in terms of what to do when you want to lose weight, exercise, watching your weight, even things like sleep, your activity, and things like that. So I think it's quite a good read, and I'd advise you to, if you can pick it up at Latana Bookshop, or otherwise contact HealthWise, and you will find out where to get it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Mrs. Adams, your last word.
Well, my word is for overweight people out there. Don't be scared. And also have it behind your mind that weight loss is different from weight management. Weight management is a long process, and it doesn't involve eating fat diets that temporarily reduces your weight. Weight management is a system that you slowly reduce your weight and also maintain the adequate weight for your age, sex, and your lifestyle as well. So please make sure what you aim at is weight management, not weight loss. I've seen a lot of people who just drastically lost their weight, and after a while, they regain the weight. Because when you stop eating, your metabolism will temporarily shut down. The moment you go back to normal food, it picks up again, and you overeat, and you regain that weight. So as much as possible, try to avoid weight cycling. That is what we call weight cycling. Maintain your weight. Let the food pyramid guide your consumption for adequate diet. Nutrition is one of the necessity, very crucial for life and growth, and it has no alternative. Eat well, drink moderately, and exercise always.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. A round of applause for my speakers.
Hello and welcome to the precaution segment of HealthWise. Weight management. Weight management is a long-term approach to a healthy lifestyle. It includes a balance of healthy eating and physical exercise to equate energy expenditure and energy intake. Developing healthy eating habits while using tips that will keep us fuller longer can be useful tools in weight management. Knowing what your body needs is important to weight management and can control overconsumption and underconsumption of food. Weight management does not include fad diets that promote quick, temporary weight loss. It focuses on the long-term results that are achieved through slow weight loss followed by retention of an ideal body weight for age, sex, and height. Methods of weight management. Increase protein intake, especially at breakfast. Increased dietary protein consumed at breakfast leads to an initial and sustained feeling of fullness during energy restriction compared to other meal times. Eat more soup. It has been shown that eating soup reduces total energy intake of a meal. Choose low-calorie foods. A moderate decrease in calorie intake will lead to a slow weight loss, which may be more beneficial for long-term weight management. Hope you had a nice time. See you same time, same station next week for another interesting episode. Bye for now.
Thank you so much, my speakers. We've learned so much on today's episode. If at all you've not learned anything, I learned one thing. Exercise is key, and maintain a balanced diet. I'll say a big thank you to Homely Heaven and Lifestyle for beautifying our set. I'll see you same time, same station next week. Until then, be health-wise.